Do I have to report cash deposits of 8K to my bank? You don't have to do anything. Reporting deposits is something the bank does, not you. This isn't something you need to worry about unless you got the money illegally or in a way that actively evades income taxes, and you're trying to hide that fact from authorities. If you haven't done anything wrong, then you don't need to worry here. No one will notice, they have nothing to report. Putting 8K into your bank isn't illegal or even suspicious. Where you got the money matters more than where you deposit it, anyway. They'll report something if it needs to be reported. You shouldn't have to do anything. Would it make a difference if I broke it up into smaller deposits over time? Absolutely yes. This is called structuring and is illegal all on its own, even if not done to hide anything illegal. Don't do this. And even if you have to deposit over the 10K limit, it's just a report. It's not a big deal. There's no reason to try to hide it unless you're doing it to hide something illegal. You're in the clear to deposit the 8,000. The IRS threshold is for deposits above 10,000. If you try breaking it into smaller amounts close to the limit over a short time, what's known as structuring, banks might flag that as suspicious. But a single deposit under 10K? No worries. Just make sure the money's clean, and you're good. Look, you saved that money for years and you've kept it under your mattress. Now you've decided you want to put your money somewhere safe, so you chose a bank with FDIC insurance. Smart move. You're really lucky no one burglarized or robbed you while you were home. One of the first places they look for cash is under the mattress. Good on you for taking it to a bank, or at least planning to. If you earn the 8,000 doing work, you need to report that as income on your taxes. If you're ever audited by the IRS, you can be 100% positive they will ask you for your bank statements. Banks will automatically report any transaction of 10K or more. Multiple deposits just under the 10K threshold will trigger suspicion of a tactic called structuring, which is meant to process larger amounts of money without triggering the automatic reporting threshold. If a bank suspects structuring, then they will report it to the IRS, who may seize the bank account while they investigate. You don't have to report anything to anyone when you make a deposit. However, if the IRS decides to audit you, then they may pull your bank records. If your total deposits are substantially more than the income you reported on your tax return, then you will probably have some explaining to do. 8,000 one time isn't an issue. 8,000 multiple times a week may turn into an issue. You don't have to do anything. The bank reports certain deposits to the IRS, but that doesn't mean anything either. When going to the bank, just make sure not to have in plain sight and not get pulled over. A cop can seize the money on suspicion of illegal activities, and you may never see it again. You can deposit it to my bank first if you want. Then you don't have to tell anyone. Just offering. Lol. The customer is actually not responsible for filing the report on a deposit of more than 10K. That's the job of the teller who took the deposit. Deposit it all at once. Breaking it up into smaller deposits is only going to make this look way more suspicious. But don't worry. These are super common reports, and unless the money is part of a crime, you don't need to worry. If you are only doing it the one time, then no, they won't complete a suspicious activity report SAR. If you do it over and over, then yeah, they are going to complete an SAR because it could be a sign of money laundering. Some years ago I deposited 5,000 in saved up tips. Delivery drivers can make a lot of money. The teller asked me where it came from, which took me aback as I have never had a teller ask me about my personal finances before. But I answered, and I assume my answer went in a little note somewhere in case it became the subject of a future investigation. I'm sure I could have declined to answer as well. A one-time deposit of 8K would not require any reporting. Consistently depositing that amount in cash, your bank may report it. But even if it is over 10K, there is no forms you have to fill out. The bank does that on the back end. You are spending too much time thinking about this. There is nothing you need to do. Deposit your cash. They'll tell you what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't deposit 200, 300 every day for 2 weeks, like my coworker's dad. Why are you concerned about the back reporting it in any case? Just deposit what you have and do the paperwork if you have to. Yes, they look twice at large sums, but they look a hell of a lot harder at a pattern of deposits that appears structured. Do not under any circumstances split the money up into smaller deposits to avoid it being reported to the government. That is structuring a crime in and of itself. Just deposit it in one go if you are going to, and answer the questions they are going to ask. Source of funds honestly.